Are we back? We're back. Let's go.
We're
We're
back.
back.
Bam, we're live.
If you're in the chat, don't get on me. John Young's coming. Well, he's not coming, but he'll be on the show shortly. Brock Kirby's here with us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Unashamed Faith and Fitness on YouTube. Go check them out. They have their weekly conversations. It's really fun.
Well, first of all, are you going to Crash? We're going to see you at Crash?
Are y'all going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'll be there.
Hell yeah. We'll be there.
Yeah, we got our
Awesome.
tickets the other night. So we're going to come down. We're going to
Okay.
film you, dude. We're going to film you.
She is.
I mean, I'm
yeah.
not working out. I'm not
No,
good
but
enough
That
we're
to
gonna
do.
doesn't matter.
We can chat.
But yeah,
I'm doing the equipment or whatever. Like I always help with the equipment crew, I guess is what he calls it.
So she's
that's
gonna
awesome.
wanna
Yeah, I'm
go hang out
behind
with.
the scenes, baby. Behind
Yep.
the scenes of Crash. I
Yep.
can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yep.
It's gonna be
I'm
awesome.
still just gonna go and hang out. I mean, she says I'm gonna work, but I'll come hang out with everybody and make sure I get little videos here and there. So
No, you don't need to behave, Megan.
No.
It's fine. No. Brock knows. Brock's been initiated. He understands. He understands the rules. He's
Mhm.
good.
He knows all of you.
We were just talking about everybody's got babies in the house, so we all have, like, my kid is running around. He'll be in here shortly, I'm sure, to say hello. Hey Jody, hey Trish. Brock Kirby is college baseball player or country artist name. Which one is he?
I like country music, but I suck at basketball.
Baseball.
Baseball. Oh, I was actually really good at baseball growing up.
Trish got it.
There you go.
Trish hit the nail on the head. Let's go.
Mhm, mhm.
That sounded arrogant, but I didn't mean it in an arrant way. But
No,
I was really
you're
good at
okay.
Little League. Let me rephrase that.
We were just talking about how our babies are going to be running around. We were talking about how what your son is 3 and you have a daughter that's
Almost one.
Yep, about to be 1. Yep,
Remember
I'm on daddy duty tonight.
We love it. So's John. That's why he's late.
Mhm.
John. But did you find it funny that John had to call in the reinforcements? Did you hear that story, John? This is great. So I invited John to be on the podcast to talk about, like, all the stuff that's been happening lately, Christians, the attack on Christians, like, whatever. And so he was like, yeah. And then last night, Colleen and I are on date night having sushi, if everybody wants to know. And he texts me and he's like, oh, I think Brock and Daniel can come on the show too if you want them, but it's completely up to you. And I'm laughing. I'm just like, oh, you need reinforcements? Let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, he randomly. Listen, let me see when it was. I think
Yeah, let's go.
I think it was
Put him on
yesterday.
blast because
Let's
he's
see.
late.
Let's see.
That's hilarious.
This was at 6:30 yesterday night. Yesterday night. That sounds awful. 6:30 last night is when
Yeah.
he texted us.
Is that when he texted you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And he's like, do you want to come on the show? What did he say?
Yeah.
Tell me what he said. Read it. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You got me sitting here waiting.
My bad. No, so I texted me, him, and Daniel. Obviously, got a group message, and I said, "Are we good to do a show tomorrow?" And he texted back. He said, "I have 2 shows tomorrow." And then right after that, he said, "Any chance one or both of you could come on the Glintons? I'm with them tomorrow at 5." And then Daniel texted back and he said, "I don't think I'll be able to. That's a tough time. They got a young kid, 2 young kids too."
Oh
And then
yeah.
I said I could probably make it work. And then we got on a different topic after that.
Yeah, I don't want to know about the different. No, locker
No, it
room
was
talk.
actually Charlie Kirk, but I'm not.
Oh, was it?
Well, I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Trish, main course, sushi, dessert, sushi. Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Did you get to see any of Wadapalooza, Tier Wadapalooza over the weekend before we
No, I wanted to, but we had a marriage conference that we went to with our marriage group from the church. So we were in Tennessee all weekend.
What is that?
Yeah.
What's a marriage conference?
So we have at the church they call them marriage D groups, but basically it's a bunch of married couples that get together and go through the Bible together, like as couples.
Oh,
So the guy, one of the guys at our church, he set up this weekend retreat, kind of like you leave your kids at home, go to where it's just adults. It's more, what's the word? I guess more intimate, more adult only, adult friendly type. You know what I'm saying? And just go through the Word. And we ended up actually having to bring Baker, our daughter, with us because so we left Thursday night, or we were supposed to leave Thursday night. She had just had tubes like, I don't know, a month and a half ago or so. So she had a checkup that Thursday for her tubes. Well, they told us when we picked her up, or when she picked her up from daycare, they said she's running a little bit of a fever. I was like, okay, great. No, that's perfect timing, right?
yeah.
So we went ahead and took her to the ear, nose, and throat doctor to get her ears checked. And then all of a sudden they say, hey, she's got your daughter's got hand, foot, and mouth. We're like, oh, sweet. So my parents were supposed to keep my 2 kids and my sister's 2 kids. So obviously we weren't going to send her over there with hand, foot, and mouth and get everybody else sick. So we were like, well, I guess we're just taking her with us. So we were the only one at an adult marriage conference that
with a baby.
You just act natural. Be like, oh, I didn't give the memo. Just
yeah. Everybody showed up and we were like, were we not supposed to bring our kids? And they were all like, it's a joke, just kidding.
We dreaded that. John, have you heard about that yet?
Hand, foot. I haven't. Abby Grace puts her feet in her mouth all the time, but I do not know what that is. No.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's so bad. If your kids get it, like we dread it. He never got it,
They thought he had it, and they tested him, and it wasn't. It was like a bad case of strep or something like that, and we thought for sure it was gonna be something. What's up, bud?
He's showing you the evidence.
Yeah, right.
What is it?
Go check on Maker.
Your hands. It's like swelling in the mouth. Like they get
It's very contagious.
Yeah, and it's worse than chicken pox. Basically, it's gross. Does licking toes cause? Joseph, what is? First of all, you changed your name to OnlyFans. What is happening to you? Are you okay?
And I do love that every guest that we have on, he changes his picture to match the guest that we have on. Because he
that's
took
awesome.
Pictures.
Yeah,
he took pictures with everybody at the games.
No, I remember this guy.
Yeah,
he's awesome. He's so much fun.
Every time we have a different guest on, he changes his picture to match.
Yes, Judy,
the guest.
it's brutal for sure.
Yeah, blisters. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it's gross, but like it. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Brock. Like I'm so sorry, dude.
Good now.
Are you guys?
She's feeling good now?
Yes, it didn't spread, so that's good.
That's good.
I didn't know adults could get it.
Oh
it's more rare, but
yeah,
I didn't realize that they could get it.
No, it's very contagious, and they also say like if you have chickenpox or shingles, then you like won't get it again, or you're not supposed to get it again, or you have a very, very low chance of getting it. Oh, I found out that I was not one of those ones. So if Garrett ever got chickenpox, like I was going to be the one that was going to have to go bubble wrap myself somewhere because I could get it again, even though I've had both. I had chickenpox and shingles when I was younger. And for whatever reason, I'm just susceptible to that. So if he got it, thank God, knock on wood, he did not get chickenpox, I could get it again.
Did you guys get chickenpox? I feel like my generation was the last generation that got it. You got it?
I want to say we were. I don't think I did this, but I want to say people did chickenpox parties like when I was little.
Oh, so that everybody could just get it and get it over with?
Once one of them had chickenpox, you just had a party or a kids play date, and then everybody got chickenpox, and you're done with it. It's not the case with shingles. You get shingles, you're just kind of but I feel for you.
Yeah.
And one of those is way worse than the other.
Oh, way worse. Way worse.
I want to ask you both, since John brought reinforcements, as heterosexual.
I did it. I was going to have to. I'm going to be interspersed here, like in 5 minutes, and I needed or 10 minutes, and I needed somebody to
back up.
Yeah. Because Abby wakes up at 5, and then I got to feed her when she wakes up. So it's going to be like
That's cool. We
a
get
little bit
we
all
get
over
to
the
see
place.
John in his element. I like it.
That's something you want to see.
I wanted to ask you both, as God-fearing heterosexual men, how did you feel about the dildo on Taylor's head? Did you watch that whole episode at all?
I had no idea where you were going with that. I was thinking WNBA. I was thinking. I was not thinking of Taylor. He texted that in the chat. I mean, I don't really entertain myself with when he does his things like that. I saw it and I was like, you look like a rhino, and then I never thought about it ever again. I know he had a lot of fun with it.
You look like a rhino. Mine, the thing that caught me off guard, was when he had it on his thigh. I was like, bro.
Oh, dude, he's it's like his best friend. Like he loves it.
I loved the weekend. I thought that it was a really fun weekend. I loved the chat, obviously, always doing their thing. I even loved you in the chat, John. Like, you even got in the chat and was like,
when was this? In Savon's chat?
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been.
Hey,
like
I'll be right back. My son just
do you think
decided he had to go use the bathroom right now.
I think I might have gotten there one time, I think, on Savon's. But or maybe I might be thinking of something else. The Wadapalooza chat, yeah?
Yeah, Wadapalooza chat.
Oh no, I was in there a couple of times.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were fun.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I live to listen to it and then watch the chat on the big screen. Like, that's the most fun. Y'all are hilarious. I can't even with y'all.
That's a lot to do. Like, I don't know how you can multitask like that. I can't read the chat. I'm either like in the convo or I'm in the chat, and then like I'll go back and forth. You know what I mean? But I can't like get the whole conversation and read the whole conversation, because a lot of times it's like two different things going on in there.
Oh yeah,
all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you have FOMO, John, for not being there?
No, like I said, we did the spin cast, so like I mean I was busy. There were things that I really needed to do here. It was good that I didn't go because I'm gonna be traveling a lot once Crash hits. I think I have like 3 trips once Crash starts. So no, it's good to take a break from things, because I feel like I went to a whole lot of stuff this summer. So no, I didn't get FOMO, but then again, I've never been there. So like, I guess if I was there before and then I didn't go, I think I'm more likely to get it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like if I didn't go to the games, 100%, I would.
You don't know what you're missing. Yeah.
I would have like a lot of. That sucks. Like they look like they had a lot of fun.
All right, let me get into it. I want to ask you guys. This was like the main reason that I wanted to have you on the show, because I've, especially in the wake of, oh Trish, you're killing me, girl. Just killing me. You're so funny.
That's really funny.
But
we're gonna get serious now.
Yeah,
Trish.
hold on. We're over the green dildo. Nobody threw the green dildo. It was just on a podcast. Like, that's it. It should.
I have a question about that really quick.
Oh, sure.
The WNBA is where that became a thing, right?
Yes.
Like that's where it's a thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Brock, do you know about this? I know you're a big WNBA fan, but somebody I don't know why it started, but like I'm big Caitlin Clark guy. So and I know she's out for the season, but it's on the TV every now and again. It's good. I want Abby Grace to kind of just feel it out, you know. Anyway,
What, feel out the WNBA?
yes, not,
Oh, okay.
definitely not anything.
I was
Like-
listen. You put two conversations together.
yeah.
Didn't.
I just, you know, of things that could be in the background, there are worse things that could be in the background than the WNBA. Is what I'm saying. Like when she's, you know, 4 and 5 or whatever. I'm trying to get in it while I can. That way, if I don't want to turn it on, I'm like, this is trash. You know what I mean? I want to be able to be in it. But some fan just threw one on the gym on the court, and it's bright green, and nobody knew what it was. And I don't think the camera meant to do it, but they like zoomed in to see what it was, and then they were like, "Oh, and that should not be there." Like, it was, and then literally every single basketball game, so somebody did that. Like, like they didn't know. They don't know how to stop it. They don't know how to stop it. It like, just keeps happening.
So they put up the green dildo nets to like catch them so that they won't go on the floor.
It's insane.
But
it's insane.
you just throw it over the net. It's not like, you know what I mean? They can't put the net to the ceiling. So people are just throwing it over the net, and it just
aren't they calling it like a marketing strategy? Aren't they getting a lot of eyes on the WNBA now?
I mean, they did when it was happening. It hasn't happened in
direct sponsors the WNBA or whatever it's, you know,
Yeah.
whatever it's made of. All right, I'm gonna get her milk set up. Go ahead and ask Brock what you want, and I'll hop in after him. Okay, does that sound okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Or I'll just keep talking about the dildo and wait till you get back. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so I will remove him and then I'll bring him back.
They sent them all to Taylor. Oh yeah. It was just it just became a lesbian thing. Like people were just mocking the fact that like most of the WNBA has lesbians in it, and they're all fucking butch as shit. Like they make me look feminine. Like you could you know what I mean? Like I have tattoos and shit, but these chicks are like just. Did you see the video of the chick that tried to get into the club and she couldn't get into the club? They were like, there's a dress code. And she was in like a wife beater and khaki pants, like the old school.
And they wouldn't let her in?
And they were like, oh, well, they were like, nah, like it was a suit and tie kind of club.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Didn't know
like
if that was dress code or
the
whatever.
girls.
I think I did see that because they were talking about how like the spinoff of it that I saw is they were like, you know, all these people think that they can do whatever they want just because they're in the league, and then they said, but this is the WNBA, it's different. You can't do what you want.
No, because she was like, do you know who I am? I'm here with Angel Reese. I'm here with like whoever.
I did see that, yeah.
And they were like, I don't give a fuck. And I was like, yeah, they don't.
Okay.
They don't care.
Right.
You ain't LeBron James. You aren't popping bottles tonight like that.
Yeah.
Like,
But I even think with that, a lot of places now will only cater to the person. Like if it is LeBron or if it is Michael, if it is Shaq, like they cater to the person, and then the groups that they're around are much smaller than the way they used to move years ago, because they give all of this a free shit or whatever accommodations, and then what usually happens? They leave shit all over the place. They break shit. They can't control themselves, you know, that kind of stuff and whatever. So I feel like I've seen where it's, and I could be wrong, these are just clips that I've seen and things I've heard, is that they cater to the person and maybe a couple extra people, but they're not catering to these huge groups anymore.
Nah.
They're paying, like, if there's an entrance fee, like certain people, like most people are paying to get in. They might get a little bit of a discount. You know, if it's, you know, $50, maybe it's 45 or 40 or whatever, but they're not getting much less than that. They're actually paying for shit. So, all right, baby, what do you want to?
Yeah. Okay. So is this blasphemy that I'm moving from this conversation to the, okay. I mean, it's probably, it probably
19
is.
minutes in, it makes sense.
It's fine. Okay. At least I got my talk in, and now we'll get like the actual real talk in. So did you see any clips or like parts of the Charlie Kirk memorial, and how everybody was kind of saying that it was like over the top WWE style, like too much? Now there's all these clips out there of Erica with and Joseph, you sent me that, and I responded accordingly of like her fake tears, or that she's like, there's all these weird, like, as far as the ceremony went, like the memorial went, I just felt like it was a regular. I remember going to Protestant church in the military, and it was very like songs and praise him and like chants and raising your hand, and it wasn't what I was used to. I grew up in a Methodist church. That's not what we sang. Some hymns, and the preacher preached, and then it was over. This one was very huge, but that's what I remember kind of Protestant church being. I just thought it was regular, but it was on a scale for Charlie Kirk, because Charlie Kirk is who he is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he held the position in politics that he held.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't think there was anything weird about it. What did you think? Is that?
No, I mean, I didn't. I kind of liked the way they did it, because they basically turned it into so there's a big Christian conference called Passion, and it's one of the more famous ones. It's for like end of high school, early college kids, and only reason I compare it to that because of the size of it. Like they do it in a big football stadium, and I think it's in Atlanta. Anyways, it was put on, to me, it was put on a lot like that. Like you have your worship time, and then you have your speakers. And just like you were saying, you know, a normal funeral, I mean, that's kind of, which is, you know, it kind of depends on the age of the person. And like, for example, my grandpa's funeral, it wasn't like that, because he went to a Presbyterian church, so it was more
completely different. Yeah,
exactly.
That was way more different than Presbyterian, Methodist, like way different than the Protestant church that I saw while I was in the military.
Right. To me, they just made it like an over, what's the word? Basically just a really big church service.
Yeah, like a huge one. But the fact is, and okay, so I get it. So let's, Joseph, Joseph, it was all a show. We're talking
We
about
just started, yeah.
We just started. Joseph, it was all a show. So did they do a private funeral? I didn't see any casket. That I don't know if they did a private funeral, but his like memorial service was that day. 9 hours is a little much.
This is the Charlie Kirk memorial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have I feel like a strong opinion on his memorial. I think Charlie Kirk in every way was a martyr, and he should be looked at as that. I've said that on other podcasts before. But I do think there are people that are almost acting like he's Jesus, and I don't think we should act like he is Jesus. I'm not saying your memorial shouldn't be 9 hours, but you can't worship Charlie Kirk. Like that's not like, it's not, you shouldn't worship Charlie Kirk. He should be remembered, and he should be, I mean, obviously, like I feel like for me and Brock, and I'm not going to speak for Daniel, but probably Daniel, like admired, you know what I mean? But he's more like a Paul than Jesus. And I think people are dipping into worshiping Charlie Kirk or making him an idol over God. And I do not think I don't think we should do that.
Or
I agree.
And I'm going to push back on this, which is kind of hilarious that I'm the one pushing back on this. Or it's the political climate that we're in, right? Like we've sat through so many years of the left ideology, or whatever you want to call it, being almost a religion. And Christians have been said like Christians are hateful, Christians are this, Christians are that. Like they the Christians are white nationalists. Christians are all these radical ass things. And now Christians are like, hey, we're allowed to celebrate in public and not be messed with for it. Like we're allowed to share our faith. We're allowed to sing songs. We're allowed to do this now, and we haven't been for so long.
I would say that I don't think they haven't been. Nobody's stopping you from doing those things. You know,
Without being called like ridiculous shit.
Not in a church.
Okay, so just because it was publicly and they did it publicly, then it's.
I mean,
That's what you're saying?
I'd say if me and Brock go into a very public place, like let's just say like the mall or something, right? And like me and him stand in the middle of where a busy intersection, and we just sit down and pray. But I'm talking like not where seats are, like just like we're almost in the way, right? We might get dirty looks, and we might or not even dirty looks, but like judgmental looks. I don't think we're getting called names for that. Maybe behind closed doors, but I don't think we're getting hated on for that. And if we are getting hated on for that, I wouldn't take it as hate.
See, this is a real conversation.
From my perspective, maybe not Brock, but from my perspective, I would not take it as hate. I would take it like we should pray for them too. Just it shouldn't bother them.
Well, I think that's the difference here is like we're so in this Christian bubble in the United States. Like even when you look at how evil the left is, how people are hating on Christians, hating on this and that. I mean, we don't face legit persecution here. You know what I'm saying? We go overseas. Like last week or 2 weeks ago, there was like, don't quote me on the number, but it was like between 50 and 100 Christians were killed in the Congo for being Christians.
Beheaded.
That's persecution. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I
I completely agree. Absolutely, for sure.
Exactly. And I think that's why so many people are standing up, is because that's the closest that we're going to get to seeing real persecution.
Gotcha.
At least
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
Right.
no, you're fine. Joseph, I wanted to, so 4 soldiers passed last week in a helicopter crash accident. Where is their 9-hour service? So then I would ask, are you mad that Charlie Kirk got a 9-hour service and they didn't? Or if they got a 9-hour service and Charlie Kirk got a 9-hour service, would you be okay with that?
Like at the end of the day, I mean, it's a human. Like I don't care what it is. You know what I mean? Like if you want to have if I wanted to have a 9-hour service for my grandpa that passed last year, go for it. I mean, if you know what I'm saying, like I don't
Nothing
think
stopping.
that it's right. And I don't, just because if Charlie Kirk would have not had the following that he had, I don't think there would have been a 9-hour service. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Am I against it for those soldiers? Absolutely not. Like that's one of the highest honors I believe anybody can. Behind Charlie, the way Charlie Kirk was martyred, that's the highest you can get for serving the country, dying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's not. I don't think just because there was a 9-hour service for Charlie Kirk, I don't think that desensitizes anything from any other death. You know what I mean?
And I wish people would get away from I think it's so hypocritical might be the wrong word, but flawed thinking maybe. When people go, why does this affect you and not the thousands of people in Gaza that are getting married or Palestine or whatever?
Yeah.
Just like trying to push your agenda on something that something that other people feel bad about or are feeling anything, right? Something that affected other things. You're going to take that to push your agenda, to like belittle theirs, right? Like not even an agenda, but like just how people feel, right? Like,
but hey, you know, it was
Brock.
Go
ahead, Brock.
And this is bad, but hey, it was okay when George Floyd died. That was okay, right? It was okay to burn down cities and do all this, but when a Christian dies, it's different. And not saying just because he was a Christian, but I definitely think that has something to do with it. You know what I mean? Like if we're gonna
Definitely had a
we're gonna-
role in it.
Nobody's saying what about the thousands of people of Gaza when George Floyd died.
No, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah,
Exactly.
fair.
And that is right left. And I don't like getting into the right left thing because I don't want to.
You don't have to.
it's
Don't,
a life no matter what. Like
No. I'm
George
good with the
Floyd dying is
conversation.
awful.
I'm saying I think
you
it's,
don't want to get into exactly what you were just saying you don't like, which is
yeah,
because,
like I don't
because
want
this
to
one
make it.
died. We need to do it this way, and we should do the same thing for everybody else. Like that, I think that's I get what you're saying.
I don't think it's
Trish-
a right left thing.
hold on, Trish. Who said it was okay that Floyd died? Nobody. I don't think that it was
Alright.
okay that that video, like I've talked about it with multiple people on this podcast and off the air, and it still doesn't sit good with me having seen that video. Like it drives me insane. But this was a little different. Like this was like a legit assassination attempt in my mind, in my personal mind. And you can change it or unfuck me, but like to me, it was someone had no regard for human life and was just like, I don't like what you're saying, so I'm going to kill you. And for George Floyd, he had multiple encounters, and this encounter went horrifically wrong, and it was bad. But the reaction was the same. There was a political reaction for his death, which was burning shit and looting and rioting and all that kind of stuff. And then there was a reaction for Charlie Kirk, which was a gigantic memorial service. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to talk about. Go ahead. Sorry. Who did I mess up? Did I mess you up, John?
If we're gonna compare all these things, we got to compare them equally. It's just like taking a verse out of the Bible and not having the context with it. You can take verses out of the Bible and make it say whatever you want it to say, but you've got to read with context. Same with the George Floyd. Same with the Charlie Kirk. With the George Floyd, if you look into all the evidence, which I don't want to get into that because that's going to swing left and right. But if you get into all the evidence, I'll just leave it at that. Do your research. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even care about the evidence.
Yeah.
You're burning cities after that. And you got to sit through a 9-hour memorial that you think is a bit much by people singing gospel songs on the other one. Which one's
Jody? We don't know. We have no idea what point we're discussing. We're just having a conversation about how we feel about the events that have happened over the last 4 years. We don't know. We have no idea.
I think my
talking,
personal opinion, the worst part about the whole Charlie Kirk thing, it doesn't matter if left, right, doesn't matter. The worst part is behind him being a believer. The worst part is he was literally assassinated for debating the people who disagree with him. Like he was giving them a platform to say, hey, come, let's talk. Let's dish it out vocally. Like, let's be adults here. Let's talk one-on-one. But that, you don't like what he says, so you kill him.
But that was literally what hurt me the most. And I don't know how much of his content you guys have watched or like long form or short form. I've literally watched hours, like probably 100 hours of his long form content. Like, because I wrestled with everything that he said. I never saw anything in his long form content that made me believe that he was racist, homophobic, any of that.
Because he wasn't.
Like I firmly believe that he was not, and they clipped him and made him seem like that and used it. And Joseph had a point at the top. Those currently in power saw an opportunity to capitalize on, and they're running with it. And they did it in both. They did it with the George Floyd thing, and they did it with they're doing it with the Charlie Kirk thing. Sure. Megan said it looked like an RNC event. Fine. It looked like an RNC event, a humongous RNC event, his memorial. And yeah, I believe that people in power are absolutely using these events as a way to capitalize.
They
sure.
always do.
But yeah,
they always do. It doesn't matter what event it is. It doesn't matter if it's a killing. It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
it's a school shooting. It doesn't
They're
matter
gonna use
if it's
somebody just tried to shoot ICE and shot an immigrant, the exact opposite person that they meant to shoot, and someone's gonna
politics just uses events
politics gonna use that shit too.
for-
So
for their motives every single time, and that's something if you actually start to pay attention, like this is going to happen. I think the shock value is the difference of responses or retaliations or emotions that happen after different events. With every event, I'm not just talking about the two events that we initially shared, this comparison between George Floyd and Charlie Kirk or whatever. Like, you look at all of these tragic
I see
events.
you, Trish. I'll get there. I see you.
Of all of these tragic events that we watch, every response is going to be different from one person or the other. It's blaming of the guns, it's blaming of the security, it's blaming of the government, it's blaming of the lack of mental health, it's the over medication, it's the this, it doesn't matter who you listen to, there's going to be different responses for every single tragic event that happens. And I still think that we're in this phase of being naive or a little shocked about the responses that people are going to have. And I think the biggest one for me was celebrating that someone got killed. And we all saw it. It was the same way watching George Floyd die too. That watching him die in a video hits us all differently.
Yeah,
To
but
watch a human die.
Nobody celebrated George Floyd's death the way that they celebrated Charlie Kirk's death.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like we see.
We were all paralyzed by it.
Like,
which is insane.
Somebody.
That was the saddest part. That was the more sad. It was more sad to me than actually Charlie Kirk dying. Was how many people were like so happy that he got murdered. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you cheering for?
Yeah.
Like this dude who did like you said, Garrett, like if you just watched anything, did nothing to nobody, could be, and and something I applauded him was like, I don't feel like he used his religion or his Christian values to debate. You know what I mean? A lot of times he backed it up with other stuff. It wasn't like,
and he always said that. He's like, I can back this up with Christian values, but I can also back it up with not Christian values. Because
not everybody's going to abide by those. So it doesn't apply to the debate in hand. Right. Yeah. And like, just, it's okay to be like ill-informed and be like, he's full of hatred, right? He hates black people or whatever. He said this about black people. It's like, sure, you listen to a clip and that's all you listen to. But to celebrate somebody being murdered, I think is wild to me.
Yeah.
Like the George Floyd thing, like I hate that we keep going back. We can use some of that Michael Brown thing. I'm just kidding. We'll stick with George Floyd.
Yeah, whatever.
More people know it. Like, you know, I've seen that video too, and it's like, man, that's not good. It was
bad. Awful.
Like that's bad. Like, and I could think like dudes on drugs, like it's just a bad situation altogether.
It's awful.
But in what world would I be like, he had it coming, I'm glad he's dead? Like, in what world? I'm like, this sucks for him. This sucks for that cop. The whole thing sucks. The whole situation
sucks for his daughter.
I don't think anybody, regardless if he caused it or not, I don't think, regardless if it's the cop's fault or his fault, and we can have our own opinions about whose fault it was. Nobody came out good in that situation. Everybody is in agreement. That was just, all of it was bad.
Yep. Every part of it.
And it's just such the mentality that I'm so happy that he's dead is like, that's what's the most sad to me. It's like the Royce Dunn makes a post like saying, just Charlie Kirk, I'm feel so bad for his family. Like, right. Pray for his family. The comments in his Instagram, just for him saying, pray for his family.
Yep.
That is crazy to me. Like people who feel the need to comment, unfollow or whatever, like you're like, I really think people who do that or people who did that, if they're listening to this podcast or not, like y'all need to look at yourselves in the mirror. I'm not perfect by any means. I do bad stuff all the time that I have to work on. Nobody's perfect, but that's really, really misguided. Regardless
That's
if
another
you're
level.
if you're Christian, Muslim, atheist, whatever, you're so misguided if that's your immediate feeling towards that.
Trish, I saw your comment at the top about who killed Charlie Kirk, and then
Yeah, bring it up. I'm about to mess
there you
Trish
go.
up.
Oh, this one? That was where I was going to.
Yeah,
Is that the one you want?
sure, that's fine.
Okay.
You're right, Trish. Israel was doing fine. Palestine, they were doing what they were doing, right? It's whatever. When George Floyd died, that was in 2020, right? Y'all can, if y'all know, I think y'all know more details about it. You can probably tell me the exact date. I don't know the exact date. In 2020, there was an explosion in Lebanon. And you probably don't know anything about that, but it's the biggest explosion that wasn't like a nuclear explosion. And it killed like 200 or 2,000, one or the other. I know one's a lot worse than the other. But it killed either 200 or 2,000 people, innocent people, because their government was storing explosive material when they shouldn't have improperly. And then it went off and exploded. And nobody was talking about that when George Floyd died. And there wasn't a, what about the people in Lebanon, right? Those people in Lebanon aren't affected by you. You don't talk about those people. And I guarantee there were people in Congo still getting beheaded at that time too. We can research it if you want. Like, it's just, you can't, there's stuff happening all the time in the world. You can't just cherry pick and then say you're a bad person for not being sad about this over here and being sad about this over here.
The point is the fact that I think that people, like, if the thing that really like sucks when I think about it is when people are like, oh, if you're sad about Charlie Kirk, then you're not sad about Palestine. If you're sad about Palestine, then you're not sad about abortions. Like, you can't be both. There was an argument that, like, if you're like pro-life and you're pro-Israel, like, you can't be those two things because Palestinian kids are getting killed. Like, so if you've not seen
I don't
it,
condone anybody getting killed. That's
right.
That's not the point.
And that's the thing that people are like, hey, if you have to be if you are left, you have to be all of these things. You have to be pro-choice. You have to be pro-Palestinian. You have to be pro-LGBTQ. You have to be
Pro-Albany.
Right. Yeah. Pro-Albany. Yeah. Right. Exactly. And it's like, I don't have to be. I can not like killing people and also just want to live a regular lesbian lifestyle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can be both. I can say that I think abortion is killing babies and life starts at conception. And I can also be like, it's a slippery slope to put regulations on females' bodies. I can have both those feelings at the same time and try to figure it out and work it out. But like, if you pick one, then automatically you're a dickhead for not picking the other one.
And
Bernie, whataboutism is one of the weakest, most offensive forms of argument.
And there is, and I don't think anybody has the right to like enforce their opinion on anybody else. Like everybody can have an opinion or feel how they want to feel about literally anything. You can ask somebody about their opinion and they'll give it. You don't need to be hurt by what opinion they give if you ask them about it, but you shouldn't enforce any of your beliefs on anybody. Like, truly, like, you have to believe this, right? I could want it for you, but I have no authority to make people believe or feel any way they don't want to. That's all them.
I had a great conversation about this with actually Pat Lang. And then Colleen and I had a great conversation about it. And I really want to know what the two of you think. I really went back and tried to search and figure out who it was that told me that the Bible hated me or that Christians hated or gay people. Sorry, not me personally, but just gays in general, gays, lesbians, whatever. And I tried to think, was it the church that told me? Was it any of my family members that told me? And when I really thought about it and started having conversations, I was like, no, other gay people told me that. Like other gay people said it. Like that specifically that Christians and the Bible hates me. That's who I heard it from. I didn't hear it when I was in the church with my grandparents. I didn't hear it at Bible study. I didn't hear it at confirmation class. I didn't hear it from friends at school. I didn't hear it from when I got older and I got like out of my general like bubble and went off to college and then went off to whatever. It was the rest of the LGBT community that told me that the Bible hates me, Christians hate me, God denounces me. And so I wonder, like, who taught us that? Why are we so pissed off at Christianity and the Bible? Like, yeah, does the Bible say like they think that it's a sin? Sure, they say that they think a lot of things are a sin.
Now, and Colleen had a little bit of a different experience, right? Colleen, the
Yes.
church outcasted you. Yes.
Yeah, but the way that she just explained it, I don't know now if
Garrett's effing you up, Colleen.
listen, this whole thing that's happened with
It's crazy to
Charlie
think
Kirk
about. Yeah,
and
it's
like
nuts to think
listening
about
to
it.
people. And I have a question for you guys about the memorial and stuff of something that John said, but the way that she explained it, I don't remember the time that it was used and said that like it was used as a weapon. But I remember for me, it was more like forcing me, like it was going to fix me, that there was something wrong with me. So I don't know if I necessarily remember the time of saying because you're gay, but it was like something was wrong with me. And the only way that I could be a good person and the only way that I could be saved or whatever was with religion. But I don't know
Who told you that, right? That was
I had an uncle that was very very
Sorry.
religious aggressive, I guess I could say. But I don't remember him now the way that you saying it that way, babe. I don't know if he ever said because you're gay. But I had that in my mind because of everything that I heard, and that the only thing I could think that was wrong with
Trish.
me was me being gay. Because
were you out? Were you out and open by then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because of that, because everything else, there wasn't any before that. There wasn't anything wrong with me, and then all of a sudden there was this like constant like pressure of it. So I was like, "What changed? Oh, I came out." That's what he must mean by that. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. But I don't remember him ever saying because you're gay.
Yeah,
you know,
you put that on him. That might not have been what he said.
Because the only thing that changed was me coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So go ahead, Rock.
Well, I mean, there is something wrong with you, and there's something wrong with Garrett, and there's something wrong with John, and there's something wrong with me. It's sin. You know what I mean? Like what? So this is kind of a silly example, but so I didn't choose.
I'm gonna change Abby Gates real quick. She just exploded. Y'all, I don't know if you can.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go have fun with that. Brock, you go ahead and evangelize your heart out, brother. I'll back you up in like 6 minutes, okay?
Yeah, and you get back.
Oh my God, that is a blowout. 6 minutes.
No, I mean, Leslie could probably do it in 3. I'm not as efficient as her.
Go ahead, Rock.
Where I was at.
We're all
sinners. Like there's something wrong with John.
There's something wrong with all of us.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Oh, look. The women in the house. This kid is under control. The men in the house.
What's the matter?
I love What? There's the
my
other beautiful baby
gosh,
girl.
I can't. Hi.
See, family show. That's what I'm talking about.
Gosh. Are we gonna meet her at Crash?
Maybe. Probably
Maybe.
not, but maybe.
All right.
All right. Someone get a hose. Yeah, there's
Yes.
a lot of kids cross fat. A lot of kids.
Yes, Dents. That's what I'm saying.
That's a
straight to the
vat.
vat. Throw out the clothes. The clothes aren't even
all
worth trying to
gone.
save. Like that's a just throw them out. Get something new.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope that it.
Yeah,
I hope
those
she
are
didn't get it all over.
bad.
Oh, those are so bad.
She's so
Yeah,
adorable.
what I was saying. So sin is wrong with all of us, right? Like I didn't, and again, this is a silly kind of extreme example, but I didn't choose to be born white, right?
Yeah.
The black person didn't choose to be born black. Well, I didn't choose to be born with lust in my heart. You know, I didn't choose to be born struggling with anger. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't choose to be born struggling with the same sex attraction. You know what I mean? The problem with all of us is when we give into that, right? So I would say to that person, well, what makes me different from you in aspect of sin? So what makes your sin any different than mine? It's all sin. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest problem I think is with the homosexuality is so and just to throw it out there, like it's in the Bible as a sin, just like stealing, just like killing, just like me lusting, just like me getting angry and yelling at my wife for no reason, like stuff like, you know what I'm saying? It's no different than any of that. But and this is something that I've come to realize in the last few years. I think the biggest difference is y'all wear your sin where people can see it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in the church crowd, they can put on their button up shirt and comb their hair over, but you can't see theirs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So then they see you and they look down on you like, oh, you sinner, or you're going to hell. Well, it's sin. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't, as a believer, I can't look at y'all any different than I look at myself because I'm a sinner just like everybody else, right? It doesn't matter. Sin is sin, right? So if I have a cup of water, and this is another silly example, I might have said it on the last podcast I was on with y'all. If I've got a cup of water and I put one drop of oil in it, the whole freaking cup is contaminated. It doesn't matter if I put a whole gallon of oil or a drop, it's all contaminated, right? So it doesn't matter if you sinned once or if you sinned a million times, you've fallen short of the glory of God. You know what I'm saying? Because of sin. That's why Jesus came, right?
Brock, could you please elaborate? There's something wrong with the John Young thought.
I don't know if we've got enough time.
No, that's for a different show.
I totally get what you're saying about that, and I understand it. I think my thought process is more we get taught that the Christian faith hates us. We get taught that they're coming for us. We get taught that like we'll never be able to live together in harmony. Like I can't just have a house next door to you, and if everybody is like happy and hanging out, like you and I couldn't barbecue with our kids, and Colleen could come over and we could all hang out and have some fun. Like that's what that's what we're being fed. And I
would say to that, what did Jesus do?
Right.
Jesus went and had meals with the tax collectors. People hated the tax collectors in that time because they were against the people. They were traitors. You know what I mean? He went, I heard this from a good buddy of mine, Brody. He told me one time, he said that he was talking to a pastor or something, and the guy told him, he was like, if Jesus came back right now, he wouldn't come in and talk to me. If I was at the gym, for example, at Crash, if Jesus showed up and walked into Crash Crucible, he's not gonna come to me because I'm a believer. he's going to go hang out with the lost people.
He's gonna come
Why
sit with
would
me.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
He's gonna
it
come sit
doesn't
with
make
me.
sense when you think about true
Yeah, I'm
Christianity.
good. He's gonna go
I mean,
sit
it's
with
like
Colleen.
love God, love people. True Christians love people. You know, like why would I not love y'all? Because your sin's different than mine? That doesn't make sense.
That's what
You know
I'm
what I mean?
realizing
That's not
in
Christianity.
in all of this is what I feel like we are told that it's everybody. And what this has allowed at least me to do is give each person the opportunity. You know, Sarah Beth is one of the ones that I think of most, and she has a very strong faith, just like you, and she talks to me like a person. And she looks at me like a person. And she is one of my favorite people to talk to about being a mom and about being a woman. And, you know, she is very open and strong in her faith and talks about it openly and honestly and often. And she is one of the first people that I can listen to, other than my wife, talk about faith, where it doesn't feel like it's being forced. You know, and I feel like with this whole Charlie Kirk thing, it's allowed me to listen to, is it a lot? Yeah, it's everywhere. Like everybody is talking about God and religion and whatever, and it's everywhere. And for me, I watched the memorial and I listened to everybody. And I really, one of the things when I did go to church a long time ago, my favorite part was the music. I loved the music. I thought it was great. But listening to every single person talk about religion, I was like, wow, this is a lot. This is a lot. But the difference is that it didn't feel like an attack on me for the first time. It was just their strong beliefs in what they believe, and they find grounding in their faith and grieve, or able to process grief through their faith. And I think that that's what I have given people permission to now by listening, is not generalizing everything. And I think that that's what we do, kind of going back to what Garrett was saying before. That was close. 6 minutes. Yep. Is that we're supposed to put everybody in the same group. Like, you guys are all supposed to be against us because that's what
They told us.
That's what they told us, you know, and we're supposed
And
to
so-
be against you guys because you guys hate us.
Can I ask that
So-
question? I want to ask that question to you guys, because I've kind of figured out, like, hey, I've never met a Christian, or I've never been in a church where they said, like, I hate you, right? Like, I learned that outside of the church, that you guys are supposed to hate us. So is it when you guys go to church, are you taught that you're supposed to hate us?
No,
Absolutely not.
we're supposed to love y'all.
The opposite.
And here, and I know this
Fake, you're a dork, dude.
I think,
I love you though, bro.
I think y'all will 100% get what I'm saying here, but it can be a little bit trippy. But I think you guys are gonna get it just fine. We are supposed to love you guys enough to tell you that it is wrong to act that out, because we want you to be in heaven as well. You know what I mean? And we should call out, but that's if, like, you know,
Don't get triggered, babe.
I'm listening.
I like,
just
and
listening.
no, like, you got to understand. I think it's very, very important. Like, we're called to call out each other just as well. You know, if Brock can get a little judgmental sometimes, believe it or not. He hates fat people, and I know I struggle with pride a lot. And if I'm being prideful, Brock has every right to be like, dude, what are you doing? And like, if a gay person asks me, am I going to hell because I'm gay? The answer to that is no. But we are called to tell you, but it is sin to go have to go act on those homosexual desires. It is sin. Like from a Christian standpoint, it is sin.
Yeah.
So like if you have repented, if you have asked Jesus into your heart and like this is the style I am about Jesus. I believe in Jesus and I believe he died on the cross for my sins and I want to follow him to the best of my ability. If you're willingly like acting those out, even with that, then have you committed to Jesus fully? Right. And it's okay to still like struggle. We all struggle all the time, but it is a struggle if you're committing to Jesus fully. It's not I'm going to do this just because, you know what I mean? Like I'm going to follow everything else, but do this one just because I want to. Right. Like it is, I'm struggling with this and I'm trying not to. Right. Like I think that's the difference, but there's no difference.
Can I say I'm struggling and then apologize for the sin of lying by saying I'm struggling?
But again, but like, and that's like if you're, I know it's very clever. I don't think you're gonna trick. I don't think you're gonna trick God with that. Though. Like
I don't think there's any
Jesus,
loopholes in this.
committing to Jesus.
Look, I'm trying, buddy. I'm so trying.
Committing to following Jesus, like that's a part of it, right? Just like how I should not be, cheating on my wife, right? That is a part of it.
Is it a struggle, John?
To what?
Not cheat on your wife?
No, it's not a struggle, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, if there is a very pretty girl that's interested in me, it's very hard not to look at that pretty girl. I need to remove myself from that situation because I will look at her and I will think about things with her. And this is the difference between men and women, right? But if I don't remove myself from that situation, my mind will go to the places. And that is just as sinful as actually doing it. So I have to remove myself. Or that will happen. Right. I know Brock knows exactly what I'm talking about. I think all Christian men do, because if you don't like, and that's why like you can't let yourself like sink into pornography and stuff like that, because you are leading yourself to sin. And like if I was watching porn and Brock caught wind of it, it is every bit. He should love me enough to be like, dude, what you're doing is wrong. Like you're cheating on Leslie right now. You might not think you are, but 100% you are. And deep down, you know it. And he's not wrong. And he's only saying that because he loves me. He loves me less if he just lets me go on with my life and acts like nothing's wrong.
And you know what? I like going back to when you use like you telling us like, hey, we love you enough to tell you like homosexuality is a sin and whatever, right? As much as I'm kind of like, okay, and I'm not going to stop. Like it's my wife and I'm going to be, I also can be like, okay, based on your beliefs, they're not your beliefs aren't harming me. It's not like you're just having a conversation with me, and I can love you enough and be like, hey, thank you for kind of like letting me in and having this conversation so I can know and I can understand the Bible more. Cause I am like, I like it. I want to, you know what I mean? And so it's not triggering anymore. Like you saying like, hey, you're actively doing that. Like that's your belief and that's fine. And I'm okay with what your belief is and what my relationship is with God and what my relationship is with the Bible. I am also fully like okay with that.
And by no means am I like, I don't like y'all because of that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like
it's possible.
Zero like feelings of anything about like, well, Colleen and Garrett are over here, like at all.
Yeah.
Zero. We're all on the same team. It's just, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
right?
I love-
And that's literally all it. And then people want to hype it up and make it like, we don't like y'all, or we hate gay people. It's not.
But that's what it was. The last time when Brock was on the show alone, the last time I was crying. I had to get up and go outside for a second because I was like, oh man, like, oh, y'all really don't.
That's where I am. I'm in that middle ground of listening to what you guys are saying and how strong your beliefs are. And what you say is that it's a sin and acting on it and whatever. I'm in that middle ground of, if you truly believe what the word says, how can you like me as a person? Because I choose to be with my wife and will continue to be with my wife. You know what I mean? Like, so that's where I am. And that's my own shit. And that's why I do enjoy having these conversations, is because you're not treating me any different. You treat me with respect. I ask a question, we talk about it, I listen. You don't call me names, you don't degrade me. There's nothing like that. You are just very strong in your belief. Both of you, you're very strong in your beliefs and say that this is how I believe. This is who I am.
And I respect it.
And it's my job, if I want to, which I do, which is listen to what you're actually saying and also seeing how you treat me and realizing that there is no ill will. There is no, I wish harm to you.
It's the opposite.
Right. Where it's not, and so that's where I am. That's where that struggle is. Well, if you believe this so strongly, how could you possibly like who I am? But that's also me getting away from leading with my identity, or leading with my sexuality.
Yeah.
So, and I did that for a very long time. So
Go ahead.
Are you asking that? Like, are you asking like as a for real question?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll ask you.
Well, I mean, if you go straight to the Bible, straight to what Jesus said, I believe it was the disciples asked him. The disciples were arguing with each other, like, who's going to be the greatest in the kingdom? Who's going to be? Hold on, no, I'm sorry.
No, you got it. But it still applies. It still applies. Go ahead.
Okay, so long story short, the disciples asked Jesus, which commandment is greater? And he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart. And then after that, he said, but this is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself.
Basically,
you gave
treat everybody the way you want to be treated.
If you're my neighbor, sure, we can have a cookout because I love you. You know what I mean? Because I love you enough to love you. You know what I'm saying?
And you'll appreciate this, John, because I might actually know this. Isn't there a story that he says something about casting the first stone?
Yeah, I think you said that the last time, though. So
that's my good one. That's the only one I know.
I can't give you credit for it if you say it over
again. Man,
that's
the only one I know.
I've never remember.
I know.
I can't think of one part of the Bible that I know that says. I think the one that gay people and they focus on the most is saying that it's an abomination.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't think that's the Bible calling for people to like hate us or like I know Bernie, you said fake or hate has been watered down. Yeah, and it has. They're kind of reviving it. I feel like a little bit because they're calling, what Charlie Kirk's memorial was like white nationalist, Christian nationalist, some weird shit. And they're calling like, they want to eradicate gay people and whatever. And I don't believe that for 2 seconds. But it's just, I don't know where it came from, but I don't feel like it came from the Bible. Like, I don't feel like the Bible called for people to get hated and eradicated. I just feel like they said it's a sin, and it's a sin because they wanted you to have babies. Like, otherwise there would be no babies. Like, have babies. Like, I don't think the Bible foresaw that I could order sperm via FedEx. You know what I'm saying? Like I know
Nope.
I don't
Yeah.
think they thought that. So
Priority mail.
you know what I'm saying? Like overnight shipping. I don't think that you know, God or Moses foresaw that. So
You know what I think is lost on people too is that and Brock alluded to this when he goes like everything is like with the Charlie Kirk thing, things are clipped and out of context. And that happens with homosexuality so much in the Bible that it's clipped and it's like the Bible just focuses on that one. And I know like a lot of people like cite Leviticus, but that's the Old. I like to cite the New Testament because that's our new covenant. That's what we live by. This is Jesus' life, Jesus' teachings, right? And like 1 Corinthians 6:9 through 10, and this is where he mentions homosexuality being a sin, right? But it's New Testament, and he goes, "Or do you not know that the unrighteous will not inherit?" And this is Paul talking to the Corinthians. The Corinthians were known to have a lot of sexual stuff. Okay, like different places.
that's awesome because I have a passage from the Corinthians tattooed on my thigh. So that's fine.
My favorite verse is from 1 Corinthians. My favorite verse in the whole entire Bible. But like the city of Corinth, just had a lot of sexual sin throughout the church. And then so when Paul's going on his missions, he's like, y'all are effing up, man. Like this is like, let me tell you, this is like, and this is Paul talking to the people of Corinth. He says, do you not know the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God? Do not be deceived. Neither the sexually immoral, which would be man sleeping with a bunch of women, right? Nor idolaters, nor adulterers, cheating, nor people who practice homosexuality, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor swindlers, and it's just like people who gamble, people who trick conmen, will inherit the kingdom of God. It's all of these things. How many times do you think you've been greedy? How many times have you been jealous?
So basically, so they didn't want any immoral sexual behavior. It wasn't just gay stuff, as CrossFat would say, butt stuff.
There was like
incestuous stuff. Anything like don't sleep with cows, don't sleep with
Correct.
too many women, don't sleep with kids,
Children.
don't sleep with. Hey, look,
there was a lot of moms and sons back then, like getting it on. There was a lot of that type of stuff. You got to think this is Roman times, right? When people think
Spartacus,
of the Bible,
they just put Spartacus back on Netflix.
Let's
go.
I wish the main guy didn't.
I know. Me too,
dude. If he could have been the whole thing, it would have been. Because that first season, man, it's just something to die for. But when people think of Bible times, like Paul is writing these letters in like 70 to 100 AD, right? Or like 30 to 60 AD, and then it gets published a little bit later. That is during the Roman Empire. Yeah. Right. There's a whole book called Romans. That's him talking to Roman people. So when people think of Bible times, think of when the Romans were kind of running things, and there were a lot of sexual sin. And that's why Corinth was so bad sexually, is because Romans had more of an influence on that particular city than they did the other cities. I don't know why the reasoning for that was, but
we're losing it now. The chat, it's we're about to get out of lessons. There's about to be no more lessons.
Sorry, John.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm paying attention.
Well, then I have a question.
Wait, no, Vindicate. We are getting into heaven because we ordered the Vindicate Sevon Jesus shirts, so we're good to go. We have our stamp of approval that we'll be wearing on our back. Go order your Vindicate. We're going.
Sevon actually has a discount for heaven if you just do code Sevon.
Code, go to Vindicate Sevon, code heaven, and we're
Sevon's
in there.
Taking us all with him.
We're in there.
How do you guys or what do you guys think, or how do you guys deal with priests and molestation and pedophilia and stuff when it comes to priests that practice very strongly, faith and that kind of stuff?
Well, that's we're dipping into Catholicism, and we're not a part of that.
Oh, you did. Oh, wait. Catholicism doesn't count as Christianity?
No, it does. It does.
I was like, wait a second.
It does. It does. But
He's like, yo, we don't. That's the stepchild. We don't
it-
claim that one.
It 100. They're 100.
Thank you,
They're
thank you.
100% Christian, but they just they got some, like how you get to heaven. They teach the exact same thing. They are Christian 100%. They believe in Jesus. They just believe in some other stuff. They got a couple things that are I would say Protestants do not follow. But the ultimate thing is Jesus is the way to heaven. Believing in Jesus, that he died on the cross, that he's the Son of God. That is your ticket to heaven, and following what the Bible says word for word. Anything that's not in that Bible or said by Jesus does not matter. And there are some things, and Brock, I would love if you piped in and quit letting me dig myself a hole. There are some things in
I'm going to
Catholicism.
save you in a second.
There's
Don,
some
I'm gonna
things
save
in
you.
Catholicism that are, I would say, twisted a little bit with how they operate. Brock,
Brock, help Brock. See, he brought you in here for a reason. His microphone's off.
I know a lot of Catholics. I know a lot of Catholics that like they get confirmed at 13 and then they just go do whatever they want.
Same way with a lot of Christians who get baptized when they're 7 years old. Not
Very
saying
fair.
you can't become a believer that young, but just using that as an example. Just because I was baptized when I was 6 years old and I was on my way to hell, because there was no life change. There was no submitting to the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say this
So
is not a good
and that's one and the
conversation
same.
with kids' music in the background. But okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're
No,
fine.
no, no.
You're fine.
No. Wrong question to ask.
No, but I was going to. I had this is a conversation that I had today too. I don't believe that religion or belief or faith or whatever whatever. I don't think that is inherently bad. I think that there are just bad people in every there's bad people in religion, there's bad people in the medical profession, there's bad people in teachers, there's bad people in politics, there's just bad people in certain areas, and I don't think that's the fault of that area. I don't think all cops are bad. I think there are some bad cops. I don't think that all teachers are bad. There are just some bad teachers. I don't think that because there are some bad people in religion, that religion or Catholicism or the belief or the structure is bad. I just think there are some bad people in there, and it's going to happen everywhere or in any organization. Boy Scouts, fuck. I'd love to send my kid to the Boy Scouts to go make fire and learn how to do dude shit and run around but
Nope.
sorry, you can't be out of my sight.
Nope.
Too much shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts are very they made that very different. I feel. You don't think so?
I don't know. I wasn't a Girl Scout. I was a brownie.
I just think there's just I don't think there's stigma with Girl Scouts, and Boy Scouts there is.
No, and because that's the thing about the church too. You don't want to hear about little boys you know what I mean? That's
I have a theory of why it's prevalent in the Catholic Church. But
you're not allowed to have a wife.
Yeah, I really yes.
Get a
Yes.
wife.
So if you get you're a father, right? You go to father school and then you become a father. And then you have to be celibate your whole life. And that's hard.
I don't think that's
hard.
Isn't that what happened to Michael Jackson? He got
A lot of stuff happened to him. So
right? I mean, he was with what's that crazy group that's over there? He was him and Lisa Marie Presley were in what's
Graceland?
that? No, that religious
Scientology?
yeah, that cult.
Oh, Tom Cruise should have went.
Yeah,
Tom
dude,
Cruise. I
was
that.
yeah, bad shit. I get it.
You guys didn't think Charlie Kirk's memorial felt a little Scientology-esque? No?
Girl, you have never been to a Protestant service. It's not Scientology.
I will say I could see from the outside, not being a Christian, how it would look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not naive to the fact that it would look that kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So I mean I get it.
Full.
I don't
Like-
necessarily agree, but
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, John said earlier this feeling of them looking.
God.
What? Go ahead.
God. Oh God, CrossFat, you're here. I love you. Look like Goldberg.
Someone else said Ultimate Warrior. Ultimate Warrior intro.
Y'all just.
I
never
don't
seen
mind
one.
the bigness of it or like how many people were there. That doesn't bother me at all. That's just how many people he touched or want to celebrate his life. But
and
go ahead, Colleen.
I
You're
do
gonna
think-
allude to it.
When you said that you didn't like the feeling of them looking at Charlie or praising Charlie like Jesus, like you kind of
It's
felt
just
like
there's a couple people that are doing that.
yeah.
And
Because my question was going to be, do you feel like it actually had a bigger impact globally, where people have started to look inward to faith and reaching for faith and going to religion and going to church? And do you feel like because everybody's talking about this movement that he's having, and whether people jump in and become full believers or not, there's this, holy shit, this guy got shot and we all saw it and something is wrong. Like there's something wrong in this world, and they're trying to find some sort of, I don't know, truth or sense of what happened. Do you guys feel that it's actually bigger than him just dying? Like there's gonna be a bigger movement around?
I hope so. People I know, I think we akin to like Martin Luther King Jr., but I since we're being biblical here, I hope he's a modern day Stephen. I don't think it'll blow up as much as it did after Stephen, but I hope so. I think it'd be awesome. Stephen was the first martyr.
I was just about to ask you.
He got stoned. He got stoned to death, and then Christianity like exploded after that.
Oh,
that was like the very first like it just blew up after Stephen.
For me, it was just kind of
tell him where to start.
No, John, don't tell him where to start, because you'll tell him where to start and he won't like it.
In the book of John.
Yeah. I mean, I like to start at John, but like I think Matthew and John, if you read them together, like I would read the first chapter of Matthew and the first chapter of John, and then you'll pick up the same story told by two different guys who are very different people.
No, go to Samson and Delilah. Do that one. That will get you.
I'll tell you what,
because that's it.
Go ahead and tell me what book of Bible that is, and
I
then
don't know,
and
but
if you
story,
could just
stories.
throw it out there.
I don't know books. I don't. And look,
New Living Translation too, to indicate.
Yeah, that's the one I'm reading is New Living Translation. Me and Brock both really like that one.
You don't know what that is.
It's
it's easier to read.
A type of a Bible. It's like a there's like a King James version. There's the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's one of those.
See? More modern, I guess. Like the
it's just the easiest to follow.
You have to talk to us like literally. We have no idea because we don't. Like you say that the only version of the Bible I've ever heard of is the King James version. I've never heard of any other version.
I'll tell you what.
That's really hard.
I will have.
That's the only one I've ever read.
I will have both of y'all a New Living Translation Bible when you come in October.
I'll take it. I'll read it.
It's much easier to read. Regardless if you read a word of it, it is much easier to read.
And I'm gonna force you to read it.
He's gonna want weekly, daily.
I'm not doing homework, bro.
I am pushing it on you. I'm forcing my fate on you.
You're gonna force your beliefs on me? That's fire. I like it. I'm okay with it.
We're gonna have a show every week on this podcast, and we're gonna talk about each chapter. 18 weeks.
Yeah, but I do. a lot of the stuff in the New Testament that you guys talk about, I don't know what book it's in, and I couldn't tell you which verse to find it. Travis needs pictures. I need pictures.
Large print.
I do know.
Don't buy the message.
I know it by the stories. I like the stories.
There's a Bible translation called The Message.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, I'll put it, so like we'll talk about Jesus' crucifixion, okay? And this is how the message reads. I'm not kidding. He goes, so Jesus went up to these dudes and he was like, guys, you're effing up. And then these dudes just decided to kill him. And then they hung him up on the cross and they nailed him to his hand. And Jesus looked at him like it didn't hurt at all. And then they nailed his feet and he goes, that hurt a little bit. And then he just hung up there for 3 days. And then he killed over. Then God was like, I'm about to do something. And that's literally that's how it reads. That's how it reads.
I would go back and look that shit up afterwards, though. I'd be like, "Oh, God said what now? I gotta go back and find out what actually happened."
And then an earthquake happened, and people were shaking, and then people were
that's it. Yeah.
And then Jesus tempted to wake back up and be like, "Told y'all," but instead he stayed dead.
About Mary
he resurrected
Magdalene,
3 days later.
Like, yo, Jesus found this prostitute on the street and was like, "Hey, baby, come with me. I can help you out." And then, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I can get you off these streets.
Yes, right.
And Mary said, "I heard it before." He goes, "You ain't heard it like this."
Yes. Preach.
I'm about to lay it down, and I'm talking about the word.
Oh, this is getting clipped. This is gonna be my 8 to 10 minute clip for tomorrow, yo. Oh,
What?
oh my God. Hey girl, I don't want
I can't hear
Garrett,
you.
shush for a second.
Who was
Hey girl,
that?
I don't want to smash. Let's clean you something.
No.
Oh, we're laughing. Hey, you can come say hi now. We're about to end. Say hi if you want to say hi to them. I know you want to say hi. Go
What
ahead.
up, little man?
Yes. Ow, ow.
No, wow, a grabby.
All right, you can go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Hi.
Hello.
We're gonna
Say
see-
hi,
up?
John. Hi,
We're
Brock.
gonna see them both at craft.
Hi, John.
Hi, Brock.
Hi, Brock.
What's up, man?
See you at Crash?
You ready for Crash?
Are you excited for Jackson Dart to start?
No, I'm mad as shit. Save that boy. Save Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Don't no. Save Jackson Dart. Let the rest of them get beat up.
Jackson Dart.
All right, good. Get off.
All right,
Goodbye.
say bye.
Bye.
Bye, little man.
Yeah.
See you, dude.
Oh my God. Do you have to shower? You stink.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead. Shower time.
No, John, no. Let Jackson Dart relax and get comfy and then come in next year after everybody else gets beat up for a while.
I think it makes the Giants excited. Nobody cares about Russell Wilson.
Nobody does. I
Y'all
just
got Scatterbo back there. Got Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors. Like, you're ready to tear it up.
No, we're not ready to tear it up. Stop saying that shit. Daniel Jones was with us. He got his ass beat. Now he's on the Colts and he leads the NFL in yards. Like, what is happening right now?
We'll
Doesn't
see.
that mean the team is not great?
I don't.
Yes. So please don't let Jackson go get hurt. Leave Jackson alone. He's fine. Let him stay at his mama house and eat that good food. And then he can come in next year.
Jackson
Oh, boy.
Dart's good looking.
He is. Oh, hold on. Let me see. We got a phone call.
Someone's calling.
Yep. Oh, what up, yo? You on the phone?
Hey.
What's good? You there?
Nice. Hey, I was calling to. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. What's up? What you got?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes, I got you. Hey, I was just calling in about John's take on the message, which frankly I agree. But is there substance to in my Bible study? What we do is we read NIV, which I'd like to hear John's preference on NIV. But we read NIV, and then we will reread it as the message is playing, because it does provide throughout the entirety of the Bible. We're not just talking about the depiction of the crucifixion of Jesus, which I do agree it's incredibly glib for what it was. But is there merit to reading NIV, a chapter, say Ecclesiastes, and then and then listening to the message version on audio play as you read NIV again, and then seeing the comparisons of what you're reading in NIV, how it's transcribed through the message, and then drawing a middle line of like what the potential actual, well, for lack of a better word, message that scripture is trying to portray.
What's an IV?
NIV, it's another version.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just how it's translated.
Okay.
It basically did just different translations. There's a lot of different translations of the Bible. I'm good with NIV. NIV is a little bit more proper, I would say, than NLT. I would say that the NLT brings those two together a little bit, but way more on the NIV side than the message side. So I would say, in my opinion, and I'm good with NIV. Read the NIV. Honestly, you're reading the Bible, you're trying to get the message. God knows what you're doing. He'll, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to get what you need to get. You do you. It's like if that's how you can understand the Bible better, or it clicks better in your head, or like, this is what he's trying to say here. This is what he's trying to say here. Like, I got nothing against that. It's kind of like CrossFit. Like, if this person wants to work out in their garage instead of a gym, but they do it every day, they're consistent. Like, why would I tell this person that they're not killing it? They are. They're killing it. I do think the
And
NLT,
you're talking about in reference to the message.
to doing what you just said, like reading the NIV and then listening to the message and then back to the NIV just to see if it can't click a little bit better for you, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any problem with that. I mean, I think it's a kind of a cool way to do it, quite honestly.
Is there it's kind of reminiscent, your take on the NIV, you're very like immediate, like shutting it down, and I understand that. I'm not trying to disparage that. I actually agree with it, but Greg has famously said he will no longer disparage people's workouts if they're moving, if they're doing something, because he came across an individual who was in a spin class or doing something along the sort, like basically just kind of just moving on some definitely not doing CrossFit, but like moving and working out. And she's like, I lost 60 pounds doing this. And it made her break down into tears in front of him. And he's like, the first thing you need to know is that I'm a dick. Right. And you need to keep doing that. And you should do it. And then from there on, the founder of CrossFit was like, I'm not going to disparage anybody's workout or attempt to move. And that sounds similar to what you're saying, John. Is that tantamount?
100%. Now, I wouldn't compare what you're doing to some girl on the Peloton. I think what you're doing is much more similar, or even exactly the same as what I'm doing. It'd be like CrossFit, but instead of Fran, you're doing Diane. Like that's. I think that's.
Well, I guess my comparison is just that, like, if somebody's reading the message, should we just be more encouraging of like, hey, at least you're reading something biblically, like of the biblical realm of
caller.
What would you call canon, I guess?
Yes, just be, yes.
So my immediate answer to that would be yes, but
there is scripture that does depict that we shall not make God in our own image, that we should obey by what God has set for us and how he speaks. So we can't like start to anthropomorphize him and make him in our own world. We have to take our world and put it into his. And so that's the
that's
issue
how you
of
get
like
Korean
saying,
Jesus.
I do CrossFit. Right, exactly. It's your own version. And that's just not the version of God, of Christ, right? Yeah. And I think that's your qualm with it. Am I getting that correct, John?
Yeah, 100. Yeah, 100%. And I would just reinforce it with something that, like, how you guys are with the NIV. Like, if they're reading the message, that's better than nothing. Absolutely, go read it. But if you read the whole Bible with the message, then I would just pick another version, and then compare the two.
Okay, well, that's awesome. That's all my question. I mean, unless you have any further advice, if somebody's stuck on the message or not reading it at all, aside from what they can compound on top of reading the message, on similarly to the example that I gave of what we do in our Bible study, is there any specific book that you would give to somebody to start with as far as the translation, the type of book? I know you said John. Everybody starts with John. It's great. Anything beyond that, or I guess elaborate furthermore?
Sure.
Do you have?
I think the NLT is the best version. I just think it's the easiest to read. But I don't think that it's not one of them things where like this is the best version. Everybody should read this version no matter what. I don't think it's like that. It's just for me, it's the easiest to read. And then for where to start, after John or Matthew, like read one of the Gospels, one of them. And then after that, I would just go down the line through the New Testament because this is how Christianity spread. It's the message of God. Like I would go Acts and then Romans and then just keep on going down that line. And if you're starting, and then once you finish, I mean, you can go through Revelations if you want to, but Revelation is a little bit trippy. Then I would start from the beginning, and then you can see like, okay, well now I'm just going to see all of these prophecies that were predicted, how they came true in the New Testament that you already read about. For example, Isaiah, it's a long book in the Old Testament, right? It's hard to read. But Isaiah mentions that God's going to come in Jerusalem and Jesus is going to come in Jerusalem. Nobody's going to know he's there. Instead of a white steed, it's going to be a donkey. And you read that in John. And so like a prophecy, a 3,000-year-old prophecy is fulfilled that you would have never known about unless you read the New Testament version first. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And I would agree. You have much more extensive knowledge, and forgive me, I am on my own journey, but that would be what we call Palm Sunday, is what you just referenced.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And use that, the
So
donkey.
yeah, and
But if you read it in Isaiah first,
that's,
it wouldn't click on you. It wouldn't click. It'd just be you reading a verse without even thinking about it.
Yeah. There's a lot of Old Testament things like that. Extremely comparatively to, there is so many references to sacrificial lamb, sacrament, things that had to be sacrificed, blood had to be given for the forgiveness of God. That was kind of like the thing in the Old Testament, versus the New Testament was because he gave his own son, his only begotten son, as that sacrament. And that's why the New Testament kind of takes over some old law. Is that right?
Yeah, and I mean they go into it. Honestly, Charlie Kirk probably defines this the best, because people try to cherry pick him on verses all the time. That in Jewish law, like the Torah, they have cultural rules, and then biblical rules, and then I can't think of the other one, but there's another type of rules, and he explains through. This is the new covenant, and these are why we don't do, like we can eat meat, right? Or, women don't have to go out of town for 7 days when they're on their period, right? Like stuff, stuff like that. Like, we don't follow like a lot of Leviticus, but that's because of the new covenant, and it's, but then we do follow the 10 Commandments because those are biblical rule, biblical covenant. It's not a new covenant of the other stuff. Does that? And I'm doing a terrible job explaining it, but I will try to find where Charlie Kirk like defines them, and I'll send it to Garrett, and we'll see, and we'll get a link. We'll get a link in here somehow. Okay. But
I know
exactly
what you're talking about.
Okay, good, because I'm butchering it really bad, because
I want to go back to talking about how we're unclean and we can't leave the house for 7 days and have to. Oh, is that
it's somewhere in Leviticus? You can also stone somebody to death.
I would love to sit in the house for 7 days. My period, not go anywhere, do anything. I'm good with that. That's amazing. Sorry.
In fact, you could even spin it and say it's deserved to women, and spin it from a potentially chauvinistic view to a, hey, this is your duty. This is what is deserved.
Yes, it is.
You're
it
strong,
is
independent woman.
That's right, and it's my duty to sit on my ass while I got my period and handle those Midol cramps.
That's right.
I'm saying.
That's right.
I deserve it.
But John, I think you nailed it. I know exactly what you're talking about. What Kirk had referenced, that there's 3 different types of law, and you were close. I couldn't quote it myself, or else I'd try. But yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Now, Kirk did advocate, and I'm sorry I'm keeping you guys. I know I'm just tuning in, but I appreciate the patience. Kirk did advocate for the death penalty based off of Old Testament law.
Oh, this is a good one.
So what's your take on that?
Oh,
Am I for or against the death penalty?
No, I guess just more. You can include that if you want. I don't care, but like it's more so. Kirk had such all of his politics were revolved around what Scripture guided him to believe, and because he did vacillate slightly, not so extremely, but slightly on the death penalty, it was from what I have seen or heard from my own interest in him was that it was something, I want to say it was Leviticus, but kind of eye for an eye, and he believed that. And forgive me if I'm wrong on the scripture, but essentially he was saying like that's how valuable life is, that if you take a life, then yours deserves to be taken. And my argument to that is that well, with the New Testament and the sacrament of the Lord's Son, his ever begotten Son, who sacrificed himself for all of our sins, is that once that was done, we no longer have that old law to adhere to. And then on top of that, if you're to say, if you take a life, then your life must be taken in place of that. Then you have a kind of a vicious cycle of saying, well, this person murdered Charlie Kirk, so we must take his life. Well, then to what Sevi always says is that like you make a murder out of somebody because somebody's got to push the button.
Yeah.
And so then how does that follow suit? Does that person who pushed the button, now their life has to be taken? Like, and I know I'm getting into really
no, man. No,
nitty-gritty,
I like this a lot because I couldn't do it. Like
Yeah.
I would,
Go ahead.
I couldn't do it. I would have, I know that I couldn't push the button, or I know that I couldn't pull the trigger, or I know I couldn't. And so I would never ask anybody else to.
yes. And I'm and I should say, I am completely against it for purposes of, I don't want my government to have the power to be able to decide who the heck gets murdered or not. Because there's plenty of incarcerated people who are wrongly convicted. And so surely we're going to get it wrong. So that means innocent people are going to die. And then on top of that, I just don't want my government to have that power. It doesn't have anything to do with scripture. But if we got into that depth, it certainly would kind of follow suit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I would say, as far as Charlie Kirk goes, I actually think that is one of the topics that he took a hard stance on, that he didn't define, like kind of how you alluded to this, that he didn't go straight scripture, because I don't know a verse. I don't, and I could be wrong. There might be something in there that I just don't know, but where Jesus said they're worthy of death because they've committed murder, right? And I think we're all worthy of death, for the wages of sin is death. So in saying that, if you're not going to kill somebody for stealing a candy bar, I don't think you should kill somebody for murdering people. And but
John is consistent.
I
I love you, bro.
I really, really do. Like, for me personally, it's just whatever is the law at hand, right? Because you're supposed to follow the law that is in your land or where you live or your country. You're supposed to follow the law unless it conflicts biblically. And I don't, and we are in the weeds. I don't know if the death penalty conflicts biblically or not. So I'm kind of just give it to, it's just whatever your state has, right? Like I abide by whatever law your has. If you don't want to live in a state with a death penalty, there's a bunch of states without it. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where I stand on that. I know It's not a great answer. I do think it's one of those random, it is a unique thing that Charlie Kirk kind of took a hard stance on that wasn't backed biblically. And I almost think that's for political reasons down the road for him. You know what I mean? And I think he wanted to be consistent. So if he's asked about that, he's going to have that opinion for his whole career. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah. I guess my short take on that would be Jesus Christ coming in in the New Testament. He was that very sacrament that we no longer had to do that eye for an eye sort of deal, or the sacrament, or anything like that. We are born of sin, which means we're born of death, which is the irony of it, of being born, right? And then our only route to forgiveness is to truly give ourselves up in belief that Jesus was that sacrament. And that's how we find our salvation. Not through the death penalty, not through a sacrificial lamb, not through anything else, but saying, I am a very flawed, sinful person who is working at it day in, day out, and I'm going to continue to sin until the day of my death. But my salvation lies in my belief and testimony in that Christ died on the cross so excruciatingly. In fact, crucifixion is derived from excruciating pain. That's like literally what crucifix means, is excruciating, right? And so you have to give yourself to that belief for your sins to be absolved, because we are all are born of death, meaning we haven't had that opportunity of salvation. And once we grow, we give that up to God to say that was exactly what was required for our salvation. That's our sacrament. That's what we believe. And then upon our perishment, if we believe, then our salvation is met. And that's where I'm at. And I'm not saying that's correct, but that's sort of what I've gathered through New and Old Testament studying, I guess,
Well, lots of conversations to be had. Thank you, caller. We're about to get out of here. We've had an hour and 45 minutes worth of this. I need probably to watch this back and write some stuff down, because y'all gave me a lot of information. I appreciate it.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you for calling in, bro.
Well, thank you guys so much. John, take care. Clinton, take care. Keep doing the dang thing. I mean, you guys are awesome, and keep at it. Love you guys.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Brock, keep doing the damn thing.
He didn't know you.
That's all good.
But yeah,
I'm with Summer. She said I'm lost. I am so lost.
I got like 75% of that.
I'm so
But
lost.
like now I have to go back and I will probably replay it. And
He got really into the weeds on it, but no, I'm for it.
yeah, me too. And if we hadn't been an hour and 30 minutes in, I would have been happy to go into the death penalty debate or whatever. But yeah, we all
got babies.
everybody's got kids calling them and showers to give and wives to make happy. So thank you guys so much for hanging
This
out
was
with us
great.
tonight. I
Thank you,
really
guys.
appreciate the conversation. It was really awesome. You help
Oh, yeah.
you help us understand a little bit at a time. And as Bernie says,
breaking me down, little piece at a time. All right, guys.
we'll see you at Crash.
Hey,
Thank
I
you
got
so
a
much.
fun fact before we
Oh,
go.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
A very interesting fun fact. Since we talked about George Floyd and Charlie Kirk,
This is not a conspiracy
They have-
theory thing, is it?
they have the same birthday. What are the odds of that?
Stop it.
Chew on
Oh,
that.
yeah, I
Chew on
saw
that
that.
a little bit.
I'm not chewing on shit.
Drop
All right,
mic.
bye, y'all.
Bye.
Deuces.